there's an international dimension that I want to stress, which is that not only are the Islamic states of the UN quoting the Irish blasphemy law as it stands at the moment as best practice for combating defamation of religion internationally. But there was an incident just a couple of months ago in Indonesia where the Indonesian Constitutional Courts were facing a challenge to the Indonesian blasphemy laws. And they've kind of strange laws over there. They've 6 official religions, and you're not allowed to proselytize something that seems like one of those religions but isn't the official version. And they have just in recent years, like, they have jailed people and banned religions from proselytizing on the basis of that. It's still, as a kind of nascent democracy, quite a violent place. When the constitutional challenge was happening, there was fundamentalist, hardline Islamic groups who had a record of attacking secularist rallies in Indonesia, who on the day before the judgment was made beat up some of the campaigners for the repeal of the blasphemy law within the courthouse. And on the day that the judgment was made, the Indonesian police had 600 riot police outside the court in case anything happened if the result went the wrong way. Now, as it happens, the Constitutional Court found that the blasphemy law in Indonesia was constitutional, and one of the arguments that was used to support that was the existence of the Irish blasphemy law. As well as other ones, they pointed out that there are other countries with blasphemy laws. In fact, there's another issue that I just point out that is quite dangerous, that some years ago, under the European arrest warrant, which is a mechanism that allows European countries to extradite people quickly for serious offences that are an offence in both jurisdictions, that there was a book of cartoons published by by an Austrian cartoonist about Jesus, portraying Jesus as a hippie who surfed on water instead of walking on it. And it ended up being published in Greece and found blasphemous in Greece. And the Greek courts sought the extradition of this cartoonist for blasphemy. And because blasphemy is still technically on the books in his home country, he couldn't avail of the defence of, no, that's not an offence in my country, so you can't extradite me for it. Now, as it happens, the next superior court in Greece overturned the blasphemy decision, but if it hadn't, we could even now have had somebody extradited and convicted in one European country on the basis of their version of blasphemy laws, simply because his country also had a blasphemy law. But there is a difference between those type of hangover blasphemy laws that have yet to be repealed, on the one hand, and the idea of introducing new blasphemy laws in the 21st century. That's a shocking thing to do. And it's so important that this law is seen both within Ireland and by the international community to be something that has to be changed. And I would urge everybody here to both write letters to the Irish Justice Minister welcoming his decision to hold a referendum and saying that you hope it will happen soon, and pointing out the international dimension and the international implications of this law. And also to talk to your own parliamentarians, particularly if you are in a country where you have parliamentarians that are in the Liberal group in the European Parliament, who are the partner parties of Fianna Fáil, or the Green Party, who are the other Irish government coalition partners at the moment. The Green Party, by the way, at the debate, were the ones that pushed it over the line. Without them, it couldn't have been passed. They spoke against it and voted for it. So that's more or less all that I have to say. I think that the Irish blasphemy law is an example of both the absurd things that can happen when you start to mix these sort of theological, metaphysical notions with actual laws and actual civic society. But it's also an example of how, when atheists and secularists and progressive people come together, not just within their own country but internationally, that you can change things, and hopefully by working together we'll be able to do that a lot more in the future. Thanks very much.